That was bad. Oh, well, whatever.
Should we do it again?
No, because the worse it is, the more funny.
Exactly.
Welcome to Burpod, guys.
Hello.
What's up?
Today we've got Dan Kelly, Izzy Segerson, and Justin Meow. And this is your guys' first time being on. And how's it going, guys?
It's going great.
Going well.
Oh, me too. It's not my first time. So,
I mean, I want to know how you're doing too. You're still
great.
part of the process,
I'm
right?
fantastic, Ricky. Thank you.
You're doing
for asking.
great?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so basically what's going on today is we have Ryan was supposed to be on. Now we have Dan Kelly, and now we have Izzy, and we're here talking about the high school reunion.
Yay.
Because
Or lack thereof.
lack thereof. Well, because you were in charge of. Was it okay?
What's the hierarchy? Or
Yeah,
however it
exactly.
works?
That's what I need to know. What's the hierarchy?
So technically, the senior class president is responsible for planning the reunion. So that is Scott Farron. But Scott, at the time we all started doing this, was living in Hawaii and cliff jumping and living his best fucking life.
Cliff jumping.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a picture. There was a slew of pictures where he was just jumping off cliffs into beautiful water over and over again that everybody saw. So we were like, oh, Scott's just having a great time in Hawaii. But then he actually ended up moving to San Francisco last year, I think. But he's just not local, so planning this event just wouldn't have made sense. It would have been too difficult. So Valerie Black Hill now. She was the vice president of the senior class, and so she took it upon herself to start the group and kind of start getting committee stuff planned. And I wasn't on senior class in high school, like the council or whatever. I was on the executive council, which is like the one over all of SCA.
Mm-hmm.
But I was somewhat local, and Valerie's one of my best friends. So, we kind of just started working together, and she asked me to help. And so she's like the chairman or whatever, and then we had like subcommittees, and that was me, Ruben Mendez, Stephanie Mosier, or Rindazzo, I think is how you say her new last name. I've only read it. I haven't heard it. And so we were kind of all like calling each other every couple weeks to start planning, and it didn't really take off because we kept talking about how we wanted to plan the event. So initially when we put out feelers, it was like hundreds of people were really interested. There's almost 500 people in that Facebook group initially. So we were like, well, shit, we can't just like show up somewhere, because people were like, no, we really want to come. We kept getting asked about it and kept getting asked about it. So people seemed very interested. And so we were like, well, we can't just like show up at like a brewery and to like reserve rooms there. They're actually pretty expensive, and you have to like sign contracts. You can reserve tables, but like for 300 people, like that.
At breweries?
Yeah.
You're renting out a whole place. You're renting out a whole place.
Exactly, yeah. So you were like, okay, well then let's just find a legit venue, try and find one that's cheap, and we'll do like a ticket, sales, and do like a whole thing, like cater it and whatever. So what put the brakes on things though is everyone got kind of nervous about how we handle the money and the liability of it, because if someone drives home drunk and kills a family of 4, you can get sued till like,
Wait, that would come back on you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So we were like, well, what if we do it through like Eventbrite, or what if we set up an LLC? All of which was extremely fucking complicated and stupid and cost money anyway. So I talked with bank tellers. I talked with lawyers. I talked with the IRS. Talked with my mom, and Ruben was the financial chair initially, and he did the same thing. And he just kind of one day was just like, guys, I'm just really not comfortable managing the money of stuff. And we're like, fair enough. He's married. His wife's, she doing medical school, or she was at the time. And, nobody wanted to put that type of liability on themselves. And so after I talked around and stuff, it actually just ended up being that you just need to get insurance for the event. You need to keep really good track of your money. So, I opened up like a personal account, and it was just related to the event. And then my mom's controller, bookkeeper, so she did like my bookkeeping for it. Like every month she ran a report so that we had it all. And that's all boring, but basically I decided to take on liability myself with the event and put like my name on contracts and stuff, but we just had insurance that covered that. So
sounds very involved.
It was.
like the way I thought it would just be was like, hey guys, you want to go meet somewhere? And then we'll all go hang out and pretend like we're in high school again.
All this shit's like, oh, all right.
And I looking back on it, like retrospect or whatever, maybe it would have been a good idea to open up feelers a little bit more to people, but there was just such a large number of people in that group. And if you even see the discussions now, it's like people contradict each other like on each thread. So it's like, you know, we didn't want to open up to the masses and just have this like chaotic,
So,
rush of feedback.
As of right now, since there's probably someone watching who has no
yeah.
idea about the high school reunion and stuff, especially Dan here,
Yeah.
he was just kind of thrown into this podcast and has no idea what's going on.
It's okay. I was kind of just thrown into the high school reunion too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came back down here to visit my mother in the hospital, and Michelle, I can't remember her last name. I'm sorry, but met me there at the hospital and said they were doing this high school reunion and
Oh, okay.
invited me to it the last day you guys were selling tickets or something.
Oh,
Yeah. Well,
But-
so what happened? So my understanding is right now is it's canceled, right? Like it was supposed to be at Hilton Performing Arts,
Right.
And then canceled, and now it's on again.
So I think they're doing a new style of event. So it was originally August 25th at the Hilton Performing Arts Center. It was $50 a ticket. It was supposed to be a catered event with, somewhat open, not open bar fully. I would not take on that responsibility. It was like you were going to get a couple drinks vouched for you, and then beyond that, it would get, you do a cash bar.
And your boy here was supposed to perform.
I know. I was so excited about that. Valerie, I think, initially came up with that idea, and I was like, that's fucking great. Like, we should totally do that.
I was writing a bunch of jokes, getting ready for
I know
it.
you
too.
were
I
psyched for
know.
that.
I
shit.
know.
I felt,
I was gonna
honestly, that
grill
was-
into people, and
I know.
but I mean, I'm still down to perform at any time or any high school event.
Anything that
Any
comes
high
up,
school
yeah.
event?
Mm-hmm.
Any of 'em?
Any high school event. The track teams or the football team just made juvie. Wait, I don't even know how football teams work.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't know.
I don't know either, man. You're asking the wrong guy.
So other than that, like, what was the plan for the high school reunion? Like, just everyone would get there and then just kind of.
Yeah, it was more like a mingling event. So like we would do heavy hors d'oeuvres. We weren't doing like a sit down dinner. We were gonna have like music and everything. We weren't gonna do a dance floor. It was only 3 hours, and we figured that people would be spending it catching up versus like dancing and treating it like that. We had like booths that were gonna be set up. Photo booth, and then we were gonna do like some like memory stuff. Like we were gonna have questions laid out for people to answer, and we were gonna go through them and kind of like I was going to try and do a raffle. If we had hit our budget, we were going to do a raffle too. We were going to have you do your stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
And we had like a big slideshow planned out. They do like really cool projections and lightings and stuff at that venue. It was a pretty awesome venue. But obviously it's not working out, so we had to cancel. We just weren't selling enough tickets. We were close. Like we could have possibly made it work if we got like 25 more. But I just wasn't comfortable putting it further out to like to tell the venue if we were going to cancel, because technically it was like a $2,500 deposit we had to put down, and it said in their contract it was non-refundable. So I was like shitting bricks, because we initially put down $500, and everybody on the committees were like, we'll lose $100, like we're okay with that loss. Like we all agreed to that in the very beginning. But we were past the due date for the 2,000, and I was like, I'm not putting any more money into this unless I know that we have enough ticket sales. And so that's why we put the cutoff date, really pushed for it, and then we just didn't. It's like, it's not worth the risk of putting more money into this. I can't do it. So
Right.
and so I know that they're trying to set something up. I think the new date's like September 8th, but
Wait, so I just heard you say they are trying to set something.
I
so
stepped back
you're
from it.
completely out of it, just like, fuck this, I'm out.
I wasn't like bitter. I was honestly just exhausted. Like I was tired. I have 2 kids, a full-time job. I'm fucking tired on a normal day. So
Yeah.
doing all of that, there was just a lot of pressure, a lot of like the liability stuff, the money stuff. It weighed a lot on me, and a lot of thought went into it. And I know people didn't necessarily see that, but I was just kind of burnt out from planning, and I was like, you know what, I'm totally like still on board with the reunion, but I just really don't want to strategize and think about a new event. Like I'm tired.
That makes a lot of sense, because I mean, I hate planning in general, and if I had to go through a plan and then it had to kind of go, not say tanked,
Yeah.
but tanked.
No, it did.
I would be
yeah.
kind of like,
It's not happening, so that's about
you
as
guys do you.
unsuccessful as it can be.
Yeah.
No, I think what kind of hurt it the most, though, is that we took so long to really figure out the money stuff that the venue we wanted to use, like I was thinking maybe more into September or October would have been better, because the last week in August near Labor Day, like people are going on vacations and shit, so I was like, people might just not be around that time, and
Yeah.
the date seemed to be the biggest feedback. Some people were concerned about the price, and I get that. Like, I mean, not everybody has the same budgets, so, that was a risk. But, you know, now that there's less people interested, meeting up at a place like Two Silos, like that makes a lot more sense. So that's fine. But just I wasn't gonna put my name on anything else. I'm not managing any more money, so I'm doing refunds and waiting on a $300 check from the venue that we got refunded for the initial $500, and then everybody should be paid back by then.
So you're at a loss of $200 at this point.
Well, there was an insurance policy of about $385, and that one we didn't get back at all because it was a special type of policy and liability, not to go into boring shit. But
damn.
So $800, or sorry, that was $500 ish. But yeah, I mean, honestly, everybody was so nice though after it happened. Like I had some people reach out and they're like, donate my ticket if you guys lost money. Like I don't know. Honestly, our graduating class is very nice and civil, and I was very surprised by it. So I appreciate that. If everybody watches, that was
hey guys,
much appreciated.
Nice. So. I didn't know we were a nice graduating class. Were you like genuinely excited to see like all these people from high school again? Because you see, like, this is gonna sound so cynical of me, but you know, you hear people, you bring up the high school reunion, and there's people like, I don't want to see those fucking people again, and stuff, and
whenever.
It's the way to look at it, though. You got to catch up with everybody. You just see where everybody's at, how everyone's doing.
Well, high school sucks for a lot of people. Like, it's a hard time. I mean, I had a somewhat good experience, and I also kind of fucking hated high school at the same time. But
I was just there for being there, I guess.
Well, you kind of were required to go there.
I mean,
shut up. I know.
They have laws about this, but don't quote me.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I think our class is kind of different. It's weird. Like, I talk to people at work or people I met post high school, and they're like, yeah, I don't talk to anybody from high school anymore. And that's not the case for us, though. Like, you might not like anybody else, but a lot of us still have, like, a core group of friends. Like, look here, you guys still hang out with people from high school.
I wouldn't say they're my friends, but...
Yeah.
Enough to go in the pub.
We tolerate each other enough to kind of just be in the same rooms and things. But.
And that's just kind of unique to OP. I feel like OP just... I mean, I'm sure people had horrible experiences and fucking hate everybody and whatever, but I feel like our group is kind of different. Like, I'm still very good friends with a very decent number of people from high school.
Yeah, I feel like I see all the people I want to see still, and with like social media, it's like a lot easier for everyone to kind of like keep in touch. And I didn't hate high school, but I didn't like it either. It's just I was really curious to see like all those people that in high school, you had your core group of friends, right? Mm-hmm. But then there was those friends you had in school that you only saw in class and stuff. And you're like, hey, man, you're my friend here, but not on the outside.
You're at the one class you didn't have other friends in, so you made friends with, like, some guy.
Exactly. Like, those are the people I was kind of most interested in seeing at the high school reunion. It's like, hey, man, what are you up to? I know I didn't care enough about you to really keep in touch, but I care enough about you to see you now and have a conversation. Like...
Honestly, Ricky, I feel like that's you and me. I feel like we hung out like the last week of senior year. Like, we were in the auditorium. Shit. I feel like that was my only interaction with you. I knew who you were, but...
Well, we never had any classes together or anything, so like that interactions like never happened.
Yeah.
But I do remember one of the first times having a conversation with you was in the auditorium, I think. I don't remember what it was for.
It was the last week that we were in high school. Like, it was our last week of senior year.
But I just don't remember why we were in the auditorium,
I don't know either.
What?
I feel like I was in, like, a theater class. I took, like, a bullshit theater class my senior year just because I needed something to fill my schedule. It was full of freshmen. So.
That may have coincided with my music theory class then, because sometimes we would go into the auditorium and do things.
Yeah, we hung out for it. It was nice. You were
funny. We've always been friendly. We never hated each other and stuff.
And then I saw you at the Christmas tree farm.
That's right. Yeah, that was like what, like 5 years ago, maybe?
No, not that long ago because my kids aren't that old, but maybe like a couple of years.
Good guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
You gotta throw it out there.
I have a good timeline. I mean, I can say no, they existed or no, they didn't. That's not the same. That's okay.
That's right. So since high school, you have 2 kids now, and you married your high school. Well, how long have you guys been together, you and Garrett? So it's not a high school sweetheart. It's like
we started going out in 6th grade. We broke up once in 6th grade and once in 7th grade.
So your middle school sweetheart.
Mm-hmm. So like 17 years is what we're on now.
And you guys were like the couple in the yearbook page, weren't you?
The most likely to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did it.
Congratulations.
I guess
we had to prove a point.
Yeah.
Did it just because it was in the yearbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't. I'm not gonna let those fuckers be right.
Yeah, Garrett's all right. So.
Garrett's a cool guy. I remember hanging out with him in school. I remember I had a class with him freshman year.
Okay.
And that's how I met him. It was Miss Mummert is who I had.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it's English. Yeah, that's how I met Garrett in that class.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he remembers, but I remember.
Yeah.
But did you guys, I mean, let's hear from you. Did you like high school, Dan?
It was enjoyable. No. I mean, I wanted to get out of it. It was. If I could go back now and do what I did after it earlier, and
you do it
get
all
a GED,
differently.
Oh yeah, I'd get out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Go on to higher education quicker.
What's funny is like you and me weren't even friends in high school.
Yeah, we didn't meet until.
No, I mean we knew of each other
Correct.
and stuff, but
Always did.
we didn't become friends until after my accident, actually.
Yep.
And then now we're like,
Yeah,
total
every time I
buddies.
stop in Manassas, I stop here, right?
That's really
Yeah.
cute.
That's awesome.
Justin,
Super cute.
your high school experience?
Oh, my high school experience? I liked high school. I feel like I have like a skewed perspective, right? Because
Mhm.
it's like I didn't get to finish my sophomore year or go have a junior year or like a senior year. So of course I just like fantasize about it, and of course I want to be like, yeah, I loved high school. I wish I could have finished and not missed that out and all that stuff. But I think if I really think about it, I fucking hated high school. Like,
Really?
yeah. I mean, I liked hanging out with people. I just like,
Well, for those that don't know, and we have a podcast episode. You guys can go back and watch that one of us talking about it. But me and Justin were expelled together in high school.
Mhm.
It was February. It was in February of 2006. I think
2015, I think.
We
Or
were-
2005, sorry.
we were exchanging marijuanas, and then we got taken down by the man. And I got back into school. Justin got his GED, and
Yeah.
so would Justin have been allowed to come to the high school reunion?
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
'cause-
nobody cares. That wouldn't have been a thing.
Like, there's not going to have been, like, a guy at the door be like, hey.
Would you have bought a fucking ticket? Because honestly, that's all I care about. 'Cause
Yeah.
I needed more people to buy tickets.
I was gonna
so
go just to see
sure.
Ricky,
Yeah, just don't exchange marijuanas and we're fine.
There'd
Got
be
kicked
no
out of the high school reunion.
Expelled.
Well, man, we can really tell those two really changed. Because I was wondering about that. If anyone could have gone, or like there would have been a doorman. Like, whoa, where's your OP credentials?
Yeah, let's see that diploma, kid.
There were
Yeah.
a few people, like some people didn't graduate or some people went to a different school after a couple of years. And I mean, if you're friends and you're interested and stuff, I mean, if you were some rando or from a different year and just wanted to crash, like that would have been weird. But like people reached out to us and we didn't have very strict criteria for it. You would have been totally accepted there, yeah.
All right.
As long as you didn't come stir up shit.
Yeah,
I had to kick like one person out of the group, and I felt kind of bad, but he was just kind of being a troll. He was being a douche.
Do
So.
I
Really?
look like a troublemaker?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Who was it? You can say first name only. You don't have to say last name.
Oh God, hold on. Matt something? I don't know. I think he tried to get back in. I was done by that point.
Did you have a lot of trolls like in the?
No. It was in the beginning. I got like some stupid messages, and then I posted something about it because I was like, I'm just gonna. No, I don't have enough fucking time in my day to plan this and then
Deal with that.
get bullshit. Like grow
Yeah.
up. It's not worth it. Just leave the group.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it. People were trying to be funny, but at that time it was just like, I mean, you're laughing at the fact that I'm about to lose a lot of fucking money after taking my time to help plan this event. Valerie took her time, and it was
I'll
just
say
kinda
they're
rude.
trolling after the fact of everything.
Yeah, they like posted not nicely on the thing, but
Oh.
fuck those guys.
Yeah.
a little bit. So,
Like, I mean, like we're all 10 years older at this point. If you're still
Grow
acting,
the fuck up.
Yeah,
Like, what the
you're
fuck?
still
I think
acting
they
the same
thought
way.
they were being funny. I don't think they were trying to be mean, but I was a little hyped up at that moment, so I was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck this!"
I mean, you don't,
Yeah.
You don't rub salt in like a fresh wound,
Yeah.
Like if you want to make fun of something that's like a little unfortunate, you gotta wait a little bit.
Yeah,
Like there's
right.
there's a time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like now, this podcast. This is
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
unleash. Go for it.
God damn it! Izzy. Well, now that I'm a spot, I don't have anything to roast you about. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I'm bummed that it didn't happen because I think it would have been really cool. I honestly think it would have been nice to have everybody in a room together
yeah.
and then everybody could have gone out into Old Town afterwards. That was kind of like the idea because this venue was cool. It had like open parking. It was easy to get there. Parking was close enough to Manassas. Like, whatever.
I would have thought it would have been like at Fox Chase Manor.
That's what I was thinking too. As soon as I
Fox
heard
Chase
it,
Manor
Yeah.
is so
It's
fucking expensive.
That's
Really?
what I
It was like
figured, too.
28 grand for prom.
$200 a ticket or something.
Okay.
Absurd.
Holy
No
shit.
way.
Absurd.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask about the ticket prices. How did you guys like come to the price for that ticket?
So we talked to a lot of people who already had reunions. So like Valerie's husband, I talked to a couple of like my sister and my brother graduated from OP. Just researched online. I talked to like several friends in different counties. A girl who had her reunion last year, and it seemed like 50 was a pretty moderate price for the type of event we were doing.
Right.
Like, you know, it depends. So I actually had someone. I was like, I had never really used Venmo or PayPal before, so I thought I was getting scammed. Some girl paid me $75. And it said like reunion or whatever, and I was like, I don't even know who this girl is. I looked her up in the yearbook. I tried to message her. She didn't message me back right away. And I was like, is this some scam where like I'm gonna refund her $25 and somehow her whole $75 just disappears and like I paid her money and so I did all this research. Valerie and I were like freaking out. And then Valerie did like some Facebook stalking, whatever, and she went to a school in Florida that was having their 10-year reunion with the exact same OPHS. Like,
There's another OPHS
I
out there?
guess so, yeah. And so she like somehow found our Venmo.
That's funny.
Yeah, but their reunion was $75. So I was
Okay.
like, well, okay, so we can't be that far off, right?
Right.
Like, I mean,
So
you know.
do you don't feel like you could have sold more tickets if you lowered the price? Like, did anybody express interest, but was like the price is too high? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know, not like an economist or whatever, but basically, if we lowered the price, we would have had to have like an exorbitant
Right.
amount more
Yeah.
people.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we had 245 people initially say yes, like we want to come. And
Okay.
then we were like, okay, well, realistically, we're not going to get that many people. So we were like, okay, people in our class, if we take that, and if they bring dates, like, you know, we thought 150 was a pretty solid number.
Okay, so the price was heavily based on also how many people you actually thought.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Okay.
That makes sense, right?
That makes more sense.
And we got about like 85 people to buy tickets. So, I mean, it wasn't terrible. I just, you know, it kind of went like radio silence for a couple months, and that's where like really just started trying to push, and I felt like I was that like naggy fucking cheerleader peppy girl, and I'm outgoing, I am extroverted, but honestly that kind of went against my nature a lot to be that person who fucking blew you up on Facebook every fucking
Really?
day, so.
Oh God! See, like I'm so glad that I wouldn't have been able to do what you did with planning everything because I hate being that kind of person. Like, hey, over here,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So again, burnt out because as outgoing as I am, that was going above and beyond my normal self for something, and I was definitely just tired by the end of it. So
Well, they say like humans can only interact with about 100 people at a time. Like about and keep in touch with them and stuff. But so you're already going over that limit, and like what do you say? There's like 500 people in the Facebook group.
yeah, I think it dwindled down after the initial stuff, and we got the date out and everything. But we still had almost 400 people in there. I think it was like 396 or something. So
Wow.
it's a lot of people.
Well, better luck at the 20-year reunion.
Yeah, right.
Whoever plans it.
So then, who's planning it now? Then
Valerie's still taking. I thought Valerie was kind of done too, but I think she's just really trying to make something happen. I mean, I get it. I'm supportive of her. I wouldn't just leave her hanging if she needed something. But
I
it
admire
sounds
her
like,
dedication.
huh?
I said I admire her dedication.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, damn. She's still
Yeah. I would have been done. I would have been done too. I would have been. It's like, all right, fuck it.
One and done.
Yeah, because she's not like
Tried.
she's not sitting around and doing nothing either. She just got like her civil engineering licensing and shit. Like she's been busy too. So we all kind of did this out of the kindness of our hearts because we wanted to do what people wanted. But I mean, again, now that the numbers are a little more true, it seems like the type of event of going to a brewery or something makes a lot more sense. And like that's so much less management of things. But anything where you collect money, anything where you put your name on it, sign something, there's just a lot of liability. So it costs money.
Did you guys ever think about like doing like just an open park? Or
No
something?
alcohol, and alcohol seemed to be very important to a lot of people.
Oh, that's true. I mean, you got to be drunk if you got to face all those people from high school, right? Be like,
I don't want to sound blush, but like honestly, I would want alcohol at an event like that. Like that's
Yes.
we're grown ups. We should be able to have a beer as we do stuff.
we're all grown up, but we're also, at the same time, everyone's got that like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like I have anxiety sometimes, but not the same. But like, if I'm in a big group of people where I know I'm gonna have to have a lot of conversations and stuff, I want a beer with me, kind of loosen up a little bit. And
A couple beers.
couple beers.
Like 7.
I'm not that person. I don't need that. But I'm married to one, so I get that completely. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just... So... Yeah, that was my question. The park. Why not?
Yeah.
The park.
Yeah, some stuff was thrown out. I don't even think Farm Brewery Live, or I don't think that was even open when we looked. The first place we looked at was Bad Wolf, and they have, you have to reserve stuff there because it's small and it was costly. I think it was like $2,500.
Well, they're closed now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one that was right by OP, the big location.
Oh, is that where it is?
Yeah, they had 3 locations. There's the one that was right by 28 by the Harley dealership.
Right.
Then they had the one that was OP by OP. That was like their big area.
Yeah, I think
where
that's
they
the
had
one I
food
looked
truck.
at. Yeah.
And then they had like a contract with Public House in Old Town.
Mm-hmm.
But then Public House, then them split, and then the one by OP closed, and they're selling off all their stuff. And now I think they're just that one tiny location. But that big location by OP would have been perfect because then everyone could just walk by OP.
It was expensive though. Like if everybody just showed up there, that's fine. But breweries are kind of weird about parties. Like just they kind of want heads up if you're gonna have a large group of people and staffing and stuff. So now though, like 2 silos exist, but I don't know. I mean, if you had like 300 people roll up, it was gonna be a problem no matter where you went. So, but.
Well, we had our own little reunion right here then.
Yeah. That was nice. I'm still gonna go if I can go.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So then, like a quick, what have you been up to since high school? Then we can go around the table. Dan, start us off. What have you been up to since high school? What do you want to inform all the viewers out there? Your accomplishments, your failures.
I mean, starting off, it was nice. I mean, I went to aircraft mechanic school, and I have absolutely nothing to do with my job details from that. I work in industrial automation. It's taken me around the country to all kinds of different places, and I've enjoyed that. I've also been with a band traveling.
I need to have you on again so we can play one of their songs.
Something from that.
The Filthy Lowdown.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But so we toured maybe 24 cities the whole time I was probably with them. 2016 to 2017, going from anywhere, let's say Baltimore to all the way up into Canada, as far as like Indiana, but all the way in between. So seen some crazy things and did some interesting stuff. See really the nightlife of some cities.
So you would have had some good stories to bring up at the high school reunion.
I guess, yeah, but it gets graphic and
we would have had anonymous things where you could have answered. You could have put whatever you
inappropriate.
Yeah,
for many reasons. But
where do you live now?
Technically, I don't live anywhere.
Okay.
Nomad.
Yeah, I just live out of hotels on wherever I'm working at, or stopping in at friends' places and crashing there for parties on the weekends. And right now I've been able to spend a lot of time back here at my parents'. My mother's been having complications with her GI system, so I'm able to help out with the hospital trips and this and that. So it's been convenient. But and I also get to reconnect with these guys too, so that's always fun. See what kind of debauchery you can get into after 2 a.m.
We're almost 30. Our debauchery now is more just like, hey, let's just sit outside and drink and
just
smoke.
Chill, yeah. Let's just chill, man.
I spent half the day playing Sims 4 today. Like that was.
My goodness.
I haven't done that.
Really?
Oh, it was great. Garrett took the kids out and went to the gym. I sat on my ass and played a video game.
So now you get to live like the life that you want and stuff. I don't know. I used to play The Sims, and I was just kind of like play like the worst kind of person in The Sims.
I just like building in The Sims.
Me too. That's what I did all day. I built a house.
House building is so fun.
Yeah.
Like even like trying to like recreate your own house and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
that stuff.
No, I was the kind of person in The Sims where I'll just kind of lock a baby up in 4 walls and have child protective services come and be like,
That
"You're
tunnel that goes in, like when they can get inside the wall without, like, if you have no doors. Did you ever do that?
Mm-mm.
Like, you try and barricade them out,
Mhm.
but they, like, teleported inside, like, a room or whatever.
Oh, wait, yes, I do know what you're
Okay.
talking about. Yeah, so when you do box them off, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Throw them in the pool and then remove the ladder.
You're not fit to take care of this child. I know. That's the point. But other than playing Sims 4, what have you been up to since graduating year that you want to inform people about?
Well, I went to tech for 1 semester and didn't really like it. / I was that typical girl who hated being away from my boyfriend, but I ended up marrying him, so I think I'm, absolved in that. But and then I went to Mason, graduated from there. Garrett and I moved to China right after that. Well, sorry, we graduated, got married the next month, went on our honeymoon to Spain, and then we moved to China. And
I remember
a few
you
months
guys
after
being in
that.
China.
Yeah, so we were teaching English there in Shanghai, and we were going to be there like a couple years and just kind of see where it took us, and then I got pregnant. So
And that's what brought you back?
yeah, I didn't have health insurance through my job, and Chinese hospitals were kind of scary. So I was like, no, I'm not going to deliver here, and wanted to be around family and stuff. So we had basically found out we were pregnant, and 12 days later, because our visas were like, we had to either renew them with our job or we had to leave. So we had 12 days to move back home and stayed in Garrett's dad's basement in South Riding. And yeah.
What part of China?
Shanghai. So, like Beijing's up north and like Hong Kong's down south. Shanghai's like right in the middle. So it was a big city. It was awesome. Really cool.
I've never been to China, but I would totally... But just teaching English. Like, is it easy to find an English teaching job there?
Yeah, I mean, like they recruited us basically through Mason. And Garrett's dad worked at Mason for like 25 years, and he knew somebody and heard about it, and we were interested. And so we did the whole interview process. And we worked for a private Chinese company, but they basically contracted us out to public schools in China. So we were in the same school district, but Garrett had one school that he was at, and his was really nice. It was like super rich and like, new and updated, and had like all this like cool technology stuff in their classrooms. And then I had 2 schools that were a little bit more, like lower income and a little more, not rural because it's in the city, but, just less. And, but we had like a 2-bedroom apartment in the city in a high rise, and it was really cool. There was definitely some craziness there, but
I heard China loves white people, too.
they love Americans too, like beyond just white people. Like, so I love telling people this, but in Chinese, American is Mei Guo Ren, so it's 3 words. Guo
Ren.
Ren, yes.
Mego Ren.
So Ren means people, Guo means country, and Mei means beautiful. So Americans are literally the country of beautiful people.
Oh.
So they...
Well.
Yeah. So like more
Hey
than
there,
Europeans,
China.
more than Canadians, they really, really like Americans. They do like, you're like, instead of being a second-class citizen when you're white over there, you're like beyond that, as if you're not here. But but like more so. Like I could just walk into the metro. Not that I did this, but I could walk into like the metro and not pay and just flick off of a cop if I wanted to and just keep going.
Really?
They wouldn't stop you. Yeah.
I love
I
this
think the
country.
language, but I mean, they were so like friendly there too, though. Like, just people would help you. Like my landlord, I wanted to find like something, like a knitting store or something when we first moved there. She didn't speak like English. I didn't really speak Chinese. She pulls me out of the apartment, throws me on the back of her like moped, and drives me through the city and buys me a bunch of shit, and then brings me back to the apartment. And that was the day I met her. So I'm just like, that type of stuff happened constantly. It was incredible. Just very different than stuff you experience here.
Do you speak Chinese at all now?
I mean, we did when we were there. We picked it up. We actually started taking Chinese lessons. But, I mean, I was only there for 6 months. So, I mean,
Gotcha.
it's gone now.
Well, I want to go to China.
Yeah.
Explore my Asian roots. Have the most, Chinese name ever. Chang.
But you're like the most Mexican person ever.
You fuck yourself. That's what I have to say to you. I'm not even going to ask what you've been up
That's
to
rude.
this entire time since 10 years,
That's
Justin.
fine.
Pass.
Yeah, I'll pass it.
Because I don't want to know.
Alright.
You just hurt my feelings.
Good.
My
Try.
my attention's focused towards Dan and Izzy. How's it going, guys?
But
You give him a chance.
so I got knocked up, moved home, and then I got knocked up again. I like saying knocked up. I'm married. Like, it wasn't necessarily
Knocked up.
intentional, but it wasn't like
Had children.
Some dude knocked me
Yeah.
out.
yeah. And now Garrett and I both work as contractors for the State Department.
It's very cool.
Nice.
And you have 2 kids now, right?
Yep, Vivian and Linus, and they're awesome.
Is that the plan, just for 2 and done, or?
So we wanted, this is a raw subject. No, I'm kidding. It's kind of is, but not. We wanted to have like 4. That's like always been our goal, and not goal, but like, you know, dreams, aspirations, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But having kids is expensive as hell and tiring and a lot of time and stuff, and it just, we had the decision at the beginning of the year to not have any more, and it's been difficult, but you know, it works out best. Like, we can afford to go on vacation next year because we're not going to have another kid. So
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. The more you have you want to have the quality of life to be equal for all the kids, right?
Right, exactly.
You don't want to bring one in and
Exactly.
be like, sorry, I'm going to treat your brother and sister a little better because we're too poor to take care of you.
honestly though, like that was Garrett's biggest thing. He's like, just the time, like being able to go to like soccer stuff or like, you know, dance stuff or, you know, music, whatever, just
times
be
4
present.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already a grumpy fucking bitch, so I don't. I mean, I love kids, I really do, but like sometimes I'm not super patient. Like, that's not my thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, more glory to you.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do the kids things. It's just, I love kids. They're awesome.
Yeah.
But if I have to be around one too long, they piss me off. Because they're a bunch
Me
of
too.
small-
No,
I like other
Yeah.
people. I like other people's kids.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
Yeah,
I'm the
Then
opposite. I
you
don't
can-
like other people's kids oftentimes.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have my own children, so
Yeah.
it's like, you know, hanging out with my friend and their son, you know, coming up to you and playing with you. It's kind of enjoyable sometimes, but
Yeah.
Kids are just snarky assholes, you know?
I just hate all
then
the
I
kids.
don't have to do anything after that.
I mean, I know it's like, this is like a big thing. You see it all over like Facebook and shit, and like there's like like, how can you not have kids? It's like that's so selfish. And then it's like, how can you have kids? It's so selfish. It's like, just fucking mind your business.
Just do whatever the
cares?
fuck you want to
Yeah,
do,
right?
you know? If you want to have kids, awesome. If you don't want to have kids,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, for me, it'd be later on in life. I'm just enjoying it too much right now for bringing that much.
Yeah, and
I'd
it
be-
changes things. So.
Uh,
changes everything.
I'm too selfish right now. It's all about me.
Enjoying life too much.
I would just be scared of accidentally running over a baby or something, you know? Just
Yeah.
really.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's,
Like killing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like slowly to that part where like we're almost there. We're like, they're somewhat independent. Like Vivian could go move out of our house and have her own apartment and take care of herself. Like she's awesome and crazy independent and super driven and stuff. Linus is, you know, younger. He's only 2.5, but we're slowly to that point where like I can take my eyes off of them without like worrying they're gonna fall out of a window or
Hurt
something.
themselves
Yeah.
somehow.
The
Yeah.
goal is just to have them take care of themselves so you don't have to anymore.
Yeah, basically. No.
Yeah. Understandable.
No, they're awesome, but I don't fault anybody for not wanting kids. That's definitely, it's a whole lifestyle change.
I was wondering how many kids were actually going to be at the high school reunion too.
Well, if we did it at the venue, we weren't gonna have it open to kids. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
good,
'Cause-
good idea.
very good idea. Because I mean, there's a lot of people from high school that have had kids now,
Yeah.
and there's probably people that we don't even know of that have kids that would have shown up and just have like a whole mess of children just fighting each other, throwing feces and stuff. Cause
Yeah.
that's what kids do, right?
Well, it was from 6 to 9 too. That's kind of late for like if you have little kids too. And it said adults only. We tried to like be nice about that, but
Yeah.
just didn't seem like that type of event. But now I think whatever they're doing seems a little more open to that. So
So there may be kids at the high school
yeah,
reunion.
like if they do it at a brewery. I mean, those are like the new playgrounds. God, there's so many fucking kids at breweries now. It's insane.
It's
I
weird.
know.
That's like kids. And there's like, yeah, we can get drunk and watch our kids now. Let's do it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Multitask, you know.
And there's probably those people that just go there and be like, time to forget about you.
Okay.
doesn't one of them have a playground? I haven't been to Two Silos. and
It's
stuff.
got a playground.
Doesn't it have a playground there? Yeah,
Mhm.
well then, I
Yes.
mean, that's welcome. Kids are welcome if they built that there, right? I guess.
Yeah, that place is huge and always packed.
Yeah.
But it's just something weird about like, all right, kids, come join my self-loathing tonight. You know, there's something strange about that. I mean, not saying that I'm judging it, but
Yeah.
maybe a little.
I think you're saying that every time you drink, it's because of self-loathing. Because it's like
That's a whole nother demon in a bottle. I don't know if we can get into that. But I think on that, I think that's unless you guys have anything to add, you want high school wise or anything you want to promote. It's a good place to start wrapping things up. No.
Why are you looking at me? What the fuck am I gonna promote?
I don't know.
I'm moving to Richmond. Oh yeah, I'm having a thing at my house next week on Saturday.
That's right. Everyone show up.
Everyone's invited.
That's actually the new reunion event.
No,
Yeah.
no, it is not.
Posting up.
Reunion at Justin's. Okay.
Kids welcome.
No, no.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna stop at daycare, get a whole bus of kids for your
Why
birthday.
How do you
Why
get
would they
a
let
whole
you
bus
do
of
this? Like
children?
they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, you can take all these kids, sure.
Field trip.
That's the third time this week.
There's got to be a place you can rent children from or something, you know?
Oh, that's terrible.
Maybe you should
I'm
start
sure
your own
there
business,
is,
man.
Ricky.
Yeah.
The dark web.
This got dark really fast.
Yeah, exactly.
I found my Shark
Oh.
Tank idea.
Holy
This is
shit.
why- This is why we did not have a kid-friendly reunion. This exact conversation.
All right, sweet. Well, on that note, Dan, I know this was last minute, but thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
Sorry I didn't put too much input into it.
No, dude, you
Whatever.
were great.
Yeah.
You're fantastic. We're going to have you on again.
Definitely enjoy being
Talk
here.
about Filthy Lowdown.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah.
Izzy, thanks for being on and talking about the high school reunion. It's awesome seeing you.
Thanks for having me and opening those wounds up.
Quick, Justin, grab the salt. Pour it on. You're welcome to be on the podcast anytime.
Thanks. Maybe I'll drag Garrett out. Probably not. But.
Yes, that would be awesome. I would love to have Garrett and catch up on, Justin.
What's up?
How's it going?
What's up, dog?
Thanks for being on the podcast as well,
Yeah.
Jamie.
Yeah. You know what, Ricky? Thank you for putting so much work into the podcast and arranging it and bringing us all together to have this podcast. I appreciate your hard work.
Thanks.
No problem.
All right, guys, that's it. Let's take a break.
Watch our previous episode where
Okay.
we fucked around with Hero Escape and the basic rules of how to play.
What the fuck is this thing laying on the table? You want to know what it is? Watch the episode.
Oh, this
that
whole thing
over
we
there?
have here?
Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
We
Who's
just spent
this?
an hour
What's
explaining
happening?
how to play a game that no one's going to partake in.
All right, see you then, guys. Leslie found a gray. Arrivederci. All right.